Here's my issue with the 737 MAX. It's nice that it looks like it's getting closer to getting back in the sky, but do we need it back in the sky? If you've been to Tulsa Airport, it is filled with 737 MAXs that are grounded. There's demand issues across the airline industry as well. I just wonder, even if they approve it, will it actually get put back in the sky because very few people are flying?
So what we've seen so far in our data capacity is that narrow body is doing quite well. For instance, taking China as an example, their domestic capacity where a MAX would be used is down about 10% off COVID levels, even less than that, whereas international traffic is down 90%. So you're not seeing retirements or deferrals as many for a narrow body as you would for the wide bodies, because we're not seeing transcontinental flights going on. So that helps with your capacity issue. They'll address some of the larger U.S. airlines that are taking these aircraft. And, you know, of the ones that we follow, United, American, Alaska, Ryanair have committed to about 175 of these aircraft in the next 12 months, essentially. So there is some level of commitment for the airlines, although the situation seems very dire at the moment. I also think the MAX getting back into the air is a positive sentiment indicator. It is the biggest exposure for Boeing and a supplier like Spirit, but it lifts the aerospace coverage overall in general.
And so we talk about inventories. In your note, you note there's about 450 perhaps planes that are available in inventory, which sounds like a big number, but I was surprised by demand. You've got, I think it's 360 next year, 480 and 480. So if production is reduced and your demand estimates are correct, we could actually work through that 450 backlog in just a couple of years.
Well, a couple of years is a long time for Boeing when we're talking about inventory. So we don't have them working off that inventory till about the end of 2023. And for context, yes, our deliveries are in the 350 range for next year. A portion of that, only a quarter of that from production, 75% of that from inventory. But compare that to peak, that's 50% off peak levels. So it's completely justifying the demand destruction we've seen so far. And what it's doing to Boeing is it's tying up a lot of working capital, especially on the inventory side. Some of that will be offset with advances, but the biggest relief for Boeing will be to get rid of the inventory that it has that's related to the MAX. That's about $5 billion per year on our estimates.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.